Let's see how you put expression into a sentence. Say, she saw me, with no expression.
She saw me.
Now say it in answer to these questions. Who saw you?
She saw me.
Whom did she see?
She saw me.
Next thing I must do is to splice that tape out, splice that note out with a razor blade, just like that, so that I have nothing left on the tape but that single note. Here it is. And then to make it more glossy, I give it some reverberation, again through this, so that it sounds like that. I now have a bit of raw material, about 1 inch long, on tape, and then by using these various tape decks, playing at various speeds, I can take that note and have it come back at various pitches. I'm adding some electronic sounds here too. There's the same rhythm coming at various pitches. And these birds also turn somersaults, so the music has to turn somersaults too, with them, like that.
I've energized a relay here, and this is the bank of amplifiers that drive the servo motors of the system. And but it was only in the mid-50s when I began to see these devices that it became clear that there were great possibilities for developing animation machines that would manipulate design in ways that could never be done by hand.
John Whitney. His 3 sons and his brother James have all used his machines to make computer films. The Whitneys are not inhibited by the specter of giant computer companies. They build their own.
Well, now we'll see what this instrument sounds like in an orchestral context. Mr. Gershon Kingsley, help yourself to the other instrument here, if you would. These gentlemen have recorded an unusual album titled The In Sound from Way Out, and we're now going to hear one of the numbers from that album.
I'm Bill-Etra, and this is the Rutt-Etra video synthesizer. The synthesizer controls the height of an image, the width of an image, the height and width of an image together to 0, which gives us a zoom, the intensity of an image, the horizontal screen position of an image off the screen in both directions, and the vertical position of an image off the screen in both directions. And one other parameter, which we call horizontal centering. As I put an effect into the image, you can see that horizontal centering allows us to move the image through the effect. When we use these controls in combination, we are able to animate the image.
The drive for the last few years has been to build something that will do anything imaginable. I'm very concerned with how the tools work and their people's ability to use them.
First of all, it's a compact way of saying what it is to say that it is a general-purpose analog computer, a general-purpose patch programmable, meaning programmed by patch cables, analog computer, analog to distinguish it from what is normally called a computer, which is a digital computer, which is the kind of thing that does your bills and payrolls and does information storing and retrieval and stuff like that. This is another breed of computer entirely called an analog computer. And it's optimized. What makes it different than most general-purpose analog computers is that this one is optimized for processing video information, for processing television information, although it also can process sound or any other signal. Turn your sets to color now.
It's that real-time lifestyle that is extremely vital, that is extremely important, and the stuff that's hanging on the wall that we're looking at, even in this art show, in my mind, is trash. The real stuff is being stored in electronic memories, is being communicated people to people. It's the time that you're living. It's like all this other stuff is social stuff that you put out in order to have a good time, in order to make something happen. But the good time is the real time that you're doing it. And what you're seeing in art shows today, what you're seeing in galleries, and I have to say, even in this show, though I think this is an extremely high show, is trash. To the artist, the creative people that's doing it. to get back working on my Z-Box, to get back in that private space, that I know other people, I know every time I sit down my Z-Box, I know there are thousands of human beings that are communicating in extremely personal worlds, are developing their own universes in instruments and machines.
The chip is a tiny computer program the size of a domino. It stores 48,000 bits of information. When commanded by an outside computer, these bits are spat out rapidly as sound.
Welcome to Xenon. Welcome to Xenon. Welcome to Xenon. Welcome to Xenon.
Suzanne Ciani, electronic composer. She captures the indefinable and turns it into music. Her instruments are synthesizers. Her vocabulary, words like reverb, delay, amplitude. She's written whole scores for movies by touching buttons, patching chords. But now a new challenge. A pinball manufacturer has asked her to design special sounds for a new game.
What I'd like to play is a song from Beverly Hills Cop. Here it is.